Right chaps, welcome to another episode of Ben's Angle. And yes, you know what time that means. That means it's fishing time, boys. And we are at Coking Farm. We are back on Oak Lake again now. And like I say, it's the Friday, it's after work, we're in the afternoon. And yeah, typical Coking Farm. Every time I come down here, it normally rains. At the moment, this is boiling hot, hence why we've got the vents out at the back of the Tempest. But we have got big northerly winds, so I've made sure I've bought some extra bank sticks for my bivvy. If you've not watched the other instalment on Coking Farm on Oak Lake, go back. It was the first episode. Go and have a look at that one, chaps. We had some banging fish on that, you know, up to £37 common that was. So, like I say, it's a proper specimen lake here. Lots of 20s, lots of 30s. And I think there's a few 40s in here as well, but we can just get a bite. I'll be very grateful. If you can hear that wind, I am panicking about the Tempest because they've just put fresh mulch down on this swim and normal bivvy pegs are not good enough here. So I've got them in, but I've also got like my washing line bank sticks as I use, and I've got them right down. I've got them guy roped up, so as you can see, chaps, it's coming in. I've opened the vent so that it can come through. So but yeah, we shall see. But like I say, it's on a Friday afternoon. We're here till Sunday. 48-hour session. Carp dog Teddy's out there. Bless him, he's in the sun. It's beautiful weather today. And it wouldn't surprise me if it did bloody rain. It always rains when Ben's here. Always does. So, but yeah, big northerlies going straight across. I mean, to be fair, it half looked good on the other side of the bank. And but there you go. You have to book your swim in advance here. And that's the good thing about Coking Farm. For people that haven't been, you can't just rock up. You have to get on the phone and then you can book the actual swim on that lake as well. So I think there's about 5 or 6 lakes here. So for instance, I'm in Peg 24. I had to ring up. I think I rung up in January, February to get that. You know, we're in summer now. And that's how busy this place gets. So little tip for you, if you are going to book up, book in early so that you can get what you think are a decent swim, or may not be the case on the day. The only bad thing about it is if the conditions are not in your favour like they ain't today, the wind is absolutely slamming that side and it's hot. I could just imagine most of the stock are sitting that side of me. So but it's one of those of it, chaps. But the grateful thing about it is at least we are fishing. You know how busy lakes are nowadays, chaps. And like I say, I love these places. A bit like Cottington, you book on, you're guaranteed to swim, and you. So, but I think that'll do for the intro now. Like I say, I've got the bennies out, as I call them. Got 3 bennies out there, and I'm going to have a cup of coffee. I'm absolutely shattered. Drove down here like a maniac, like you do, and yeah, probably gone through about 3 speed cameras as well, chaps. You know how it rolls, don't you, on a Friday night? Voila. So, but yeah, like I say, that's the intro. Coking Farm, Oak Lake. And I'll come back with you with an evening update. Right, chaps, just want to do a little update. Everything's set up now, and yes, that is the view from the bivvy. So Ted's just having a kip next to me, bless him. But yeah, that is the view from the bivvy there, lads. As you can see, got a lot of open water to fish to, and yeah, that left-hand island, that is not my water. That is the swim to the left of me. And then, as you can see, there's an island to the right. Excuse me. That is Peg 25's water as well. So basically, I just get the middle of this lake. So oh, there's one. Just seen one jump, and that is literally on the middle rod. So that's why I got the camera out, chaps, because that's the second one that I've seen now. So even though there's a big northerly wind, as you can see, going across the lake, we keep getting gusts. So I thought that they would have been on it, to be honest, because it's been warm. It's just starting to come over a little bit of cloud cover, and yeah, I thought that they would have been right over the other side. But I have seen 2 now, and they are not far away. One's been on the left-hand rod, one on the right-hand rod. So hopefully there's a few fish in the area. So, but yeah, I thought I'd just give you a quick view of Oak Lake in Peg 24. Like I say, you do get that middle zone. So basically you share it with the bloke opposite you. So yeah, the swims are very thought out here. All the boundaries, you've got a map if you go online. It tells you exactly where your water is, so you know where you're casting before you even get it. So, but that was quite encouraging seeing that second fish out there. So, but I am shocked that they're there, if that makes sense. I really thought they would have been over the other side. So, yeah, I thought I'd just give you a view of the swim, chaps. And hopefully, it won't be long before one of these, just that left or middle rod, it might go. We'll have a word, fellas, look. Are we awake, are we? He was dreaming, the lot snoring, one of his legs was twitching. And where am I meant to sleep then, bruv? Yeah, that's about right, isn't it? Look at it. Unbelievable. You alright, Ted? Who's that? Yeah, no chance, bruv. Right, chaps, we're coming on to that evening period now. And the light levels are going now, as you can see in the background. And yep, that's the rods down there. We're all out. A bit of a backdrop there for you fellas. As you can hear, the bloody wind's still going. And I don't know if you can see, but the bivvy's the other side. With all due respect, I've been really laughing today. I shouldn't, but it's one of those, isn't it? That's like, it was my turn the other week when my bivvy went across the fields and people were laughing. Then people the other side. 3 bivvies have gone today over that side, and yeah, like I say, they've proper gone as well, and I couldn't help but laugh. It's so bad, isn't it, chaps? You know, when it ain't you, it's funny, but when it's you, it ain't funny, isn't it, chaps? You know, so. But yeah, it's just go for a little wander around here, chaps. But yeah, over there, right opposite. I don't know if you can see the cars over there. Oh, it was so funny. I was absolutely pissing myself. So, but yeah, the rods are out, as you can see. I started off with some solid bags today, and I've seen a few bash out there in that centre bit between me and the bloke opposite. I've seen a few out there, and but now what I've done is I've introduced a kilo of bait, only a kilo, but I've just spread it between the 3 rods. So I'm hoping we're going to get their heads down tonight. So, but yeah, that's the evening update. Nothing as of yet, chaps. As you can see, the wind is still pumping over that far side. It must be freezing over there. I mean, I'm cold when I come out of the bivvy, but over there they're all wrapped up, and to think we're in summer, you know what I mean? It's yeah, the pressure is really dropping. So hopefully they get their heads down tonight, and hopefully we'll be in, chaps. So. But right, that's the evening update on the Friday, and I shall come back to you in the morning, and let's see what we've caught. Right, morning, chaps, and yeah, a very, very quiet night, and had a couple of bleeps on the middle rod, and I think it was just little fish hitting the line as such. So yeah, nothing to go home about really. You know, it was I was expecting one, I really was, and I see them bashing out there, and in that middle zone, you know, and when you think, yeah, one of them's gonna go. Nothing, really quiet. So like I say, no one's caught down this side of the bank anyway that I know of. I just spoke to one angler, and even he said, "God, there was a few out there yesterday, weren't there?" And even he's not caught nothing. Sorry. So yeah, it's one of those, but fingers crossed, chaps, because I have just seen 2 right on the money. When I mean right on the money, chaps, you know, like you put your rig out, if you could get a carp and literally get it to go bosh on top of it, that is what's just happened. I've just had 2 of them bash right on that middle rod, and one of them weren't a bad fish, to be honest with you. It was well over £30, one of them. So, oh, excuse me. Time now is about 6:30 in the morning. But yeah, it's just got to stick to me guns, really, you know. So, like I say, we did try the solid bags yesterday, but nothing on that. So I've switched now back to spread baiting, which I did try last night, but nothing. But like I say, just seeing them 2 now has given me an indication that they're definitely here. So I'm just going to hold fire with it. Probably going to give it until 9-10 o'clock, and then I'm going to redo the rods in. So if nothing happens, I might switch back to a solid bag or play with some other stuff. But yeah, it's there's definitely fish here now, 100%. Them 2 have just shown me that they're right here. So yeah, fingers crossed. But like I say, last night very cold it was, and it really dropped down, and the winds, bloody hell, I expect there was bivvies going last night. So, but yeah, we were safe. We was all battened down. Me not falling for that one again, chaps, you know. So, but yeah, that was the update from last night. Very, very quiet. And that's about it. But yeah, just seeing them two fish now. Fingers crossed, chaps. So I'm confident of getting one. I keep looking at that bloody middle rod now. You know when you just think, go on, go, just go. That's where we're at the moment. So they're here. They're definitely here. So hopefully next time I see you, I will be holding one. So, but yeah, that's the Saturday morning update. And yeah, let's see what today brings. Well, chaps, I did say that I had two fish bash on me. And typical, I literally just put the camera down to you guys and the middle rod was away. I mean, if we was on film another 2 minutes later, we'd have got to take everything. But yeah, unbelievable, just got it in and it's a proper one yet. I said I see a big one, didn't I, over that spot? And I'm positive I've got it. £35 for this one. Yeah, well overjoyed with this. So yeah, let's lift him up. Yeah. And there we go, chaps. All £35 for of her. Yeah, what a carp. It's like a breeze block, that one, isn't it? Oh yeah, look at that. That is a proper solid carp, that. Proper boilie muncher, that one. So yeah, well overjoyed. Get the head on it. Yeah, stunning carp, that one. Yeah, £35 for. Yeah, well overjoyed. So just can't believe it. I was just saying to you guys, on the middle rod. And typical. Now let's spin her around for you guys. And there's the other side of it. Not a recognisable one with this. Oh yeah, with that tail. Yeah, £35 for. What a start, eh? Or what a start to Saturday morning. Yeah, there she is. Solid carp, that's what you call a proper solid mirror, isn't it? So yeah, spread baiting has worked. Like I say, boys, it does produce the bigger fish, as this one, as this one proved. Sorry. But yeah, overjoyed. So let's get some stills of it. Let's get that rod straight back out. And who knows, there might be another one out there still. So I think we have to get some bait out as well. But yeah, £35 for Oak Lake Magic. Right, fellas, I'm just going to put a bit more bait out. And nothing else has happened on the rod since that 35 pounder. So while I'm talking to you, I'm going to bung some bait out using the squid one on this trip at the moment. So but yeah, like I say, it certainly worked just by putting out a few baits, which we're going to do now. So basically, when spread baiting, you don't want this to be accurate at all. Basically, on my rods, I'm fishing on my right hand rod. I'm fishing 9 wraps out with that one. The middle rod is at 10, left hand rod is at 11. So basically, I'm in like a big arc, if that makes sense. And what we're doing is we are just spread baiting in a big arc. So whichever way they come in, they're going to find bait. The good thing about this tactic is they don't even know they're being fished for, because you're spreading the bait right out. You've got to remember, a lot of boats are on here, so when a boat drops it, it's all in one big clump. By doing it this way, I am spreading it all within my boundary, so when they come across it, it's like there's a bait there, then they might move a bit more, another 10 yards, there's another one. Before you know it, that fish is a catchable fish. So basically, we're just going to drop a few of these out. I did a kilo yesterday and we've had 1 bite for it. So what I'm going to do is, over the period of the day, I'm going to put in another kilo. And we're just going to see if I can get these fish to go down. And they're going out there perfect. So, but yeah, like I say, we're using the squid on all 3 rods. Like I say, we're in the summer now, so I'm going to switch over to the squid, but I'll come more into bait and that, and what I'm doing with it later on in the show. But yeah, as for that 35 pounder, yeah, it was a lovely carp, that one, chaps, wasn't it? Absolutely beautiful. So you know, is a big one, and by using boilies and just pure boilies, it will catch the bigger fish. There's no question about it. Boilies do catch bigger carp. So hence why, since I've come up to Coking Farm, there's a lot of big fish on this site. It's the reason why I only use boilies. You know, they're eating machines as such, and they've got to maintain that weight. You know, and they want a good quality boilie basically. And yeah, that's what we're doing, chaps. So I'm going to continue putting it out in my catapult, and yeah, let's hope we can get another one. And there's the bait that we're using, chaps. Like I say, you just see me bait up, and like I say, over the period of the day, I will put another kilo in. At the moment, I've done about 1.5 kilos, so we're just under 24 hours in, I think. Probably about 20 hours in, 19 hours in. But yeah, as you can see, that's the hydro squid liver, that one. Dark red in colour. Great summer bait, that one. You know, what I do with it, I open up the pack and basically pour the squid hydro liver, dip in it, and then put it back in the freezer so it takes all that goodness in. As you can see on the right hand side there, chaps, you've got the 12mm wafters as well, and I've done exactly the same. Basically poured the squid hydro dip. I've done that about 3 months ago, and just let them soak in, chaps. And they're the three hook. I've got 3 rods on the 3 squid 12mm wafters, and that's what produced that lovely 35 pounder. So yeah, so far so good, but the squid is definitely working, and yeah, like I say, that is the going bait at the moment. So I mean, we did well on the TNT last time here, but I've purposely brought the squid because we're in summer now. That's the bait to be on now that the sun's up. Get on the fish mills, as they say. But yeah, can highly recommend that one. Proper stinks as well, you know, so they're gonna know it's there, chaps. But yeah, 12mm wafters, sorry, is the hook bait, and then 12 mils, and I've got 15s with me, and all I'm doing is just putting out a 50-50 mix with that. So but yeah, if you come into Coking, get on the squid. Right, fellas, I just thought we'd go through the rig section of the show, and you know, with what we call that lovely 35 pounder on. As you can see, it's been warm today. The vents are open on the bivvy. See the van door is open as well. I'm just loading some stuff in, and I'll say we're on that evening bit, but I'll come into that a bit later. But that is the good thing about Coking. You can drive to your swim, chaps. Look how close that is. No barriers here, bruv. So yeah, year 2023. That's how it should be, chaps. But yeah, here's the rig here right next to me, and yeah, very, very basic, boys, as is all my rigs in carp fishing. So we'll start off with the main line. That's a 21-pound main line, but it's the thickness of 14 pound. It's actually a line called a Shima Gangster, and it's probably one that you guys have never heard of. But a very, very good casting line. If you're fishing long distance lakes, I mean, this ain't a long distance lake, but I'd bring my big set of rods here as such, and my big pits. But yeah, like, I'm hitting 32, 33 wraps, no leader, 4-ounce zip lead. So I say it's the thickness of 14, but it breaks at 21. A very, very good casting line. So yeah, I can recommend that one if you're looking for a main line, a Shima Gangster. It's quite hard to get hold of though, chaps. As you come down, we got a deception clip there. I've ranted and raved about these before on the show. And yeah, we got a 3-ounce SM lead there, square lead. Square leads are all that I use, especially on the old lead clips and that. I mean, sometimes I will use, if I'm fishing long distance, I will switch to a tournament lead, like a zip lead. As you can see, we've got a snap link just there as well. Again, it's just something that I use, chaps. Like I say, watching this show, the rigs are not really going to change much. This is my go-to anywhere rig. We then come down, we've got the Deceptor link from Deception. Again, probably about 5 inches, something like that. And then we got a size 6 DX curve on that in barbless. It is a barbless fishery here, chaps. Got a little bit of shrink tube just here to just give it a bit of a kicker, and then I trap it with a bit of a silicone, not rings. Like I say, I want that hair trapped exactly where I want it to be trapped. Then as for the hook bait, the ever faithful hydro squid liver from Steamies. That's a 12mm wafter, excuse me, and that's what caught that lovely 35 pounder. And but yeah, very basic rig. The one good thing about Coking Farm with their rules, you can use tubing or line straight through. You're not allowed leaders and stuff like that. I mean, last time I was here, I was using tubing and I caught well. I have got tubing on the other 2 rods, but I thought I'd just try the main line straight through, because obviously main line is thinner than tubing, and yeah, just thought I'd give it a go. Well, it's worked. So £35.4. There's your answer, chaps. But yeah, a very, very basic rig. Like I say, if you come into these lakes, you've got to remember they're busy, they're getting hammered. Keep it very basic. If you're going to put loads of metal on it and putty and what God knows what else, I think you're going to struggle, lads. Just keep it bog basic and you will catch carp from coking. But yeah, very simple rig. Lead clip, 3-ounce lead, hook length, hook, 12mm boiler. Doesn't get much more simple, does it, lads? You know, so. But yep, like I say, that is the rig that caught that beautiful carp. And like I say, I think that's the rig section done. And we'll come on to the evening update. Right, fellas, we've come on to the evening session now, and on the Saturday night, as you can see, I'm in my pit. So I've got all the vents open in front of me, Tempest, and yeah, I can see the lake from here. But yeah, other than that 35, it's been very, very quiet. The gentleman to the left of me, he's had one, sorry, I think 29.12. The bloke to the right of me, he's had one £30.1. That's been it. That has been it. So, and obviously my 35. So, yes, fishing quite hard. They're showing. There are fish showing. And to be fair, I've had a couple on me this evening. So, was sitting out there in anticipation. In the end, I thought, right, sod it, I'm getting in my pit. I can still see the fish and see what's going on through the vents. So, but yeah, very quiet. Like I say, I put in a bit more bait. In fact, I put in about 2.5 kilo boilies now. In total, that is obviously one fish, and then put in another 1.5 kilos, like I told you today I would. Just kept pinging it out there, but nothing as of yet. But I'm hoping when this goes dark, we might nick one. So but yeah, that's all to show for at the moment. Oak is fishing very, very difficult. I mean, it's not an easy lake anyway, but I'm grateful for catching that 35-pounder, to be honest. But let's hope we might nick one in the night. But yeah, that's the Saturday update as such, Saturday evening update. And I think I'll lay here. Old Ted's down there in his bed, bless him, and I'll lay here and just until it gets dark. And I feel absolutely shattered, I do. So yeah, I've tried a few different things today, but yeah, it's just been one of those. They've just not been interested. But like I say, we have had a bit of activity tonight. There's a lot more tonight than what there was last night. So the bait's out there, the rigs are out there, everything's ready to go. So fingers crossed, chaps. On the Saturday night, last night, let's hope for an Oak Lake banger. Well, morning, guys, and yeah, what another quiet night. And as you can see, we woke up to a load of mist, a load of fog, and but yeah, very quiet in the night. I had a couple of bleeps. It was weird because on the middle rod I had a couple of bleeps, and like you do, chaps, you shoot up, don't you? And anyway, I've got up this morning. It was about 6 o'clock now on a Sunday morning. And you know when you think you should have had a bite, and you think, why didn't that go? You know, I had a few bleeps on the middle rod. I see a few bash out there yesterday evening. I thought, sorry, I'm going to redo the rods. Now, it's something that I don't normally do at this time because it is bite time. And I thought, no, I'm going to redo them. You know, sorry, I'm going anyway today. Let's try and force the bite. I bought the middle rod in. There was no bloody bait on the end of it. I couldn't believe it. I mean, that's a 12mm hardened wafter, that is. The squid one. And yeah, completely gone. And the bait stopped. Just thinking, what the bloody hell's had that? I mean, I'm assuming there's no crayfish in here. I know there's roach and that, you can see them in the edge, but to get the bait stop off as well, I was well shot. So straight away, alarm bells were ringing. I brought the other 2 in, but they were fine. But yeah, it was weird how that middle rod, I had a few bleeps on it, and the bait was totally gone. But yeah, like I say, nothing during the night at all. I didn't hear anyone's alarm go off around us. I haven't spoken to any of the guys yet next to me. But yeah, very, very quiet. So I think we're grateful for getting that one. I mean, it's not an easy lake anyway, so. But yeah, to get one at £35, yeah, that saved the day, as they say, chaps. But yeah, like I say, it's very, very foggy. The time is now about 6:45. Like I say, I've just redone all 3 of them. And because it's like, as you can see in the background there, you ain't fishing that far out. You've got a boundary line, which is 11 wraps, I think. I mean, don't quote me on that. I think it's 11. Yeah, it is 11, sorry. And like I say, I'm fishing at 11, 10 and 9, so it's pretty much one cast, you're done. You know, there's no weed out there as such. It's pretty uniform, the bottom. So yeah, let's see how the morning rolls out as such. But yeah, very disappointing night. Nothing to report, but we did get a bite around this time yesterday, so I'm hoping by refreshing them it might give us a chance. So if anything happens, you'll be the first to know, chaps. Right guys, well, we've come to the end of the show now, and in fact it's a few days after. As you can see, I've got a beard, my hair's grown now a lot. I keep forgetting to do bloody outros, don't I? And but yeah, looking back on the session, I mean, yeah, grateful to get that one. I mean, Oak was really fishing difficult. There wasn't many carp out. And but yeah, like I say, on the hydro squid again, that one, fellas, you know, it's doing really well on that complex, that hydro squid. And yeah, 35 pounder, can't grumble with that, boys, can you? So the big fish continues, the big fish roll, shall I say, continues. I've had some real big ones I have this year, and yeah, I just don't want it to end, like, you know, as you can see in the background there, all the bait, look at it all, look. But yeah, like the bait from Steamies, the end tackle from Deception, the PVA from Castaway, it keeps producing, boys, you know. So catch rates don't lie, do they, you know? If you're seeing it with the naked eye, you're not being bullshitted, are you? So, but if you could, guys, if you could subscribe to the channel, leave a like, or hit the like button, shall I say, leave a comment, and if there's any comments you want to know about coking or any other venues that I fish, you know, leave them in the comment section, and I will get back to you. I'll get back to every single one. Like I say, I think it's rude when you don't. So, but yeah, I'll be very, very grateful if you could subscribe. So, like I say, you can see all the bait behind me. There's absolutely loads of it everywhere in there. Look at it all, which I'm getting ready now for another session, which we are going to film, and you guys will be the first to know. So, like I say, thanks for watching, and that's a ta-da from me and a ta-da from Ted.